Hi, friends. It's Michelle Ladd with National Veteran Resources, and today I have the privilege of spending some time with my friend Ike. And Ike has served our country in many ways, and he has quite a story to share. So, as you know, these are unedited videos. I'm going to have him chat with you a little bit, and he has quite a message for all of us. So, Ike, you served in what branch?
I was in the United States Army. I served in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and Provide Comfort. I was part of 3rd Armored Division, 18th Airborne Corps, 7th Corps, and a couple of other units.
Awesome. And so I met Ike at the Gary Sinise concert, and he shared a little bit of his story with me, and I was so inspired by him, and he offered for me to come and visit him. And the reason why he inspired me so much is he started telling me about, well, first of all, his injuries, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but his adaptive sports and the love and the passion he has for so many adaptive sports. And so, in order for you to understand how the challenges that he faces on a daily basis, would you mind sharing your experience with your injuries?
Not an issue. I am a C1 through 6 quadriplegic. I also have L4 and 5 injuries. I have 2 traumatic brain injuries, frontal lobe and the rear of my brain. But a long time ago, I learned that TBI also can stand for to be inspired. So I have done adaptive sports with over 600 amazing wheelchair athletes from all over the world. And it's opened new doors for me. And those doors led me to meeting Michelle at the Gary Sinise concert. So every day's an opportunity. You just have to find it.
He is wheelchair bound, right?
I use a wheelchair for mobility. I'm not bound to it. It's my mobility device. It's just another tool. The military teaches us to find the tools to be successful. So for me, my wheelchair now provides me with the mobility to do things. So I'm not bound by it. I'm challenged by it, but not bound by it.
I'm using the wrong word. So you're wheelchair challenged?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not physically disabled. I'm physically challenged.
I like that. So I told you I stalked you so that every time I interview a veteran, I want to know more about their story before I actually come and meet them. And the thing that I couldn't believe is that you hand cycled over 4,000 miles across the country.
I can only go as far as my vision guides and pushers. So I had Ryan Creel, I had Marty, and some other amazing souls like Casey, who did the Long Road Home project. And the whole idea behind that was the healing power of long distance cycling and to bring awareness to the 24 to none. At the time, it was 24 suicides a day. Now it's 22. So every day, Ryan, Marty, and Casey put up with my lack of vision because I'm visually impaired and my lack of mobility. And so they pushed me, they helped me get from Ocean Shores, Washington to Washington, D.C. on a hand cycle. It took us 90 days. We did this in 2012. And every day we would meet communities and get to know their stories and give them our stories. And every soldier has some form of post-traumatic stress disorder. I learned a different way of looking at it. As a soldier, you become proud to be a soldier. You become tough. You become stronger. And you definitely are determined. So flip the script on post-traumatic stress disorder and make it proud, tough, strong, and determined. When you see Ryan, Casey, Ina, Robert, Mikey, Speedy, all these guys
Tom.
all these guys that make what we do possible, because they're our eyes. They push us when we have challenges like hills. So it becomes teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. And you learn teamwork in the military. You just have to find a way to do it in the civilian world as well. It's a challenge, but if you find the Spartan Pledge and the Lone Survivor Foundation, Michelle Ladd's organization, you find tools to succeed and achieve and become. Because as a soldier, you're always becoming more than you were yesterday. When I was in the Army, it was be all you can be. And I live that every day. But I'm only as strong and only able to do what I'm able to do by God's grace and the people God has put into my world.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to hand cycle from here to the corner if I didn't have someone that could be my eyes. So I'm only as strong as the people around me. When I started adaptive sports, I was 345 pounds. I've worked in physical rehabilitation for 11 years to compete at the wheelchair games. And I've competed for the past 18 years at the wheelchair games for National Veterans Wheelchair Games. That's the largest annual sporting event in the world for wheelchair athletes. And I have the privilege and the honor of competing with amazing souls. So it's open doors. I'm thankful for that.
So I want to share a story of what happened last night. So last night, I was helping make Tex-Mex lasagna.
Oh, that was funny.
When a veteran reached out to me to say there's a young veteran in a crisis. And so I reached out to him right away. And thank God Ike was here with me. And this young man told me his story a little bit just on Facebook. And I shared it with Ike. And Ike talked to me about the Spartan Pledge. Could you please share what the Spartan Pledge is?
What the Spartan Pledge is a commitment to living, a commitment to finding a new mission in our lives, a commitment to being a battle buddy, and a commitment to eradicating suicide, because every day we all have pain, but we all can be ambassadors of hope, and that's what the Spartan Pledge is. Hope standing for help other people evolve, hold on, pain ends. If, as a family with the Spartan Pledge, we make that commitment to one another to live, and in living we're honoring the lives of those who aren't with us anymore, but they're here in our hearts. And the Spartan Pledge was designed to help us find missions. When you leave the military, you're lost. You don't know who you are anymore. You don't have that identity. But with the Spartan Pledge, you are tasked with finding your mission. My mission is simple. I am involved in wheelchair sports. I'm involved in warrior wheels. I'm involved in the community, getting out of my safe place so that other people can find their way home too, like I did on the Long Road Home project. If every day we live up to the Spartan Pledge, we're doing a new mission. And in the process, we're doing something that we thought was impossible, living a life. You lose hope sometimes when you first are home. Home isn't the same. You're looking around, you see something on the road, and you're like, is that a threat to me? Dogs bark, you get your hypervigilance up. You don't want to leave your room, you don't want to leave your home. But with the Spartan Pledge, you're surrounded by battle buddies who help you leave your safe place and find a safe place in one another. That's what it's been like for me.
That's a great message, Ike. A lot of these things that you shared with me and veterans around the country over the last 10 years I've been doing what I do, they tell me that veterans, helping other veterans, talking to other veterans is a really big thing for them, finding a purpose.
You realize you're not alone. You might feel like you're alone. You're only alone until you reach out. And as soldiers, you learn to shoot, move, and communicate. You just have to change the verbiage. Now it's communicate, it's moving through life, and shooting. That's simple. That becomes whatever you want the S to stand for. In my world, it's spinning the wheels on my wheelchair. I'm spinning, I'm communicating, and I'm moving. I might not be moving fast. There's some veterans that move a lot faster than I do, but I'm getting where I'm going in life, and wherever I am is where I'm meant to be. That's how I look at it.
When I met him, he was driving a 35 foot RV. And I just couldn't believe it. Here I'm driving this 32 foot. And so he's got some really cool adaptive cameras and controls, right?
Yeah.
He's got a car, and you have 2 cars out there?
I have 2 vehicles out there. One, my caregiver drives more than I do, but my caregiver does 90% of the driving. I'm limited to the driving that I can do, and I wear contacts and glasses when I do it. And I have different cameras and lane departure. The electronics are amazing. And I have hand controls, which are fun, because I always tease people. I say, how do the pedals feel? Because I do everything left-handed.
So I followed him yesterday in the RV in his car. That was I told him I think I have some type of stress disorder from following him.
I forgot to tell her how my car is set up for me, so it adapts to the environment around me.
Yeah.
So when I'm going around a curve, my suspension adapts to it, and I know the roads very well because when I have my resting glasses on, everything becomes seen in the mind instead of being seen with the eyes. So when I'm driving, I'm already picturing the route and everything like they taught us in the military. So I know the roads and everything, which is an unfair advantage to her, and she's driving her 32-foot RV. So I followed her home last night instead.
I'm not following you back to your house.
So that she would feel more comfortable.
If I ever write a book, that's going to be in there. That experience is going to be in there. So everybody knows that I've been donated these bracelets. Let's see if we can see it. God is bigger. And we are both believers. And I told Ike that I was going to give him the God is bigger bracelet. So here you go, Ike.
Thank you. I put it on my racing chair because that way when I'm racing and everything, it's a reminder. I always have one of these on my racing chair.
I will be honored if you wear that.
I'll have it at the wheelchair games for you. I'll take a picture of it there. It's going to be in Portland, Oregon this year.
Do you still need sponsorship for that?
Yes, I have.
Okay, talk to them about that.
I have a GoFundMe page. It's Adaptive Sports Healing. There's a picture on there of me skiing. Mm-hmm. There's a picture on there of me having the honor of putting the wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier. Mm-hmm. They asked me if I could march straight. I said no, but I can spin straight and I can push my wheelchair in a straight line. And I'll turn when you tell me right face or left face. But it won't be marching. So there's all my information on the GoFundMe page, which is Adaptive Sports Healing, Glenn Isaac Fretz. My caregiver set the page up for me.
Thank you, Sherry, for everything.
Everything that I do has been made possible by the community. Mm-hmm. There's the phrase, it takes a village, and I live in Veterans Village. And we live that moniker every day. So it's a blessing.
And
Airborne.
and I've experienced it.
Airborne.
So this is Bernie. Let's see if we can get a picture of Bernie. There's Bernie. Oh, and look at the shirt you're wearing. That's pretty awesome. He's wearing my Operation 22-0 shirt, and we're matching today. You guys haven't seen the back of this shirt. I know you can't see this, but I wanted to see if I could. Everyone's asking me about these shirts. It matches my RV. It's got the PTSD words, and
Okay.
my. Can you see it? If I get
Yeah.
up close.
Yeah.
So it's all words that are associated. And then my message of
You
never.
you need to add proud, tough, strong, and determined. Because I know you don't have that on there yet.
Well, I just heard about it today. And also my message, never give up hope or faith. So, my friend,
Thank you for being here. This is your home when you're in Central Florida.
he gave me a key to his house.
If you need to reach out, don't hesitate to reach out. Remember, listen and silent are spelled with the same words. I've heard the world go silent, and that hurts.
Yes.
I don't want to ever hear the world go silent. I would rather listen, and in listening, you find out you're not alone. That's the most important message.
That's right. I listened to this young veteran last night for 2.5 hours and talked to him till midnight. And he said just being able to talk about things he's never even shared before really helped him a lot. So communicate, reach out, get the help that you need. We don't want to hear that you're a statistic.
No.
This man has been through so much, and he does so many amazing things. He helps everybody else. He cooks for this whole neighborhood all the time. And
Find
he
the
does so
Spartan
much.
Pledge. Find the Spartan Pledge.
How do
Find
they
your
find
mission.
the Spartan Pledge?
You can look it up online. It's easy to find.
Is it thespartanpledge.com or?
I don't know. I've never seen it, and I'm not cracking a blind joke this time.
Spartan Pledge. If you can't find it, contact me. I've got a picture of it right on my phone to share. Also, so that's telling us we're 18 minutes. I'm also carrying with me the book written Stress is Gone. It's a PTSD workbook. It's a 1-year program. I carry that with me. I'm also going to be giving that to Ike because after I read it, I realized that I could share this with so many. So Brett, thank you so much for sharing it with me so that I could share it with others to help make a difference in their lives. Anything else you want to say, my friend?
Thank you.
It's been a really rewarding time. I'm coming back in a couple of weeks so we can do some really rocking things together for you.
I'll cook something different for you next time. I promise. It'll never be the same, but it'll be delicious. I hope.
Sending me home with leftovers, which is cool because my RV I never get to eat very well. So thank you. God bless you all. We appreciate you. Thanks, Ike.
Thank you, man.
It's awesome.